It already feels like forever. I know I have said I would post the videos with more frequency, but I have to be in the mood to record them. I am in the mood. I guess the first or the best way to start these videos is to speak about the very beginning of it. How did I understood or accepted that I am a trans woman, and how I perceived it, how I went for it, how it felt for my friends and family, and how I adapted or readjusted myself to this new reality. First, I might say that I have this huge privilege of being an artist, and of course, it's very different if someone transition in office environment or in an environment that they might not find the same understanding as I did. So that's a first thing to mention. I guess I always knew about it, like not with these words of, well, I am trans, but I've always had a fear of it, a fear of letting myself understand it, and is scared of the consequences of it. I felt that if I would perceive or if I would become what I truly was, now am. Gosh, it's so hard. It's hard to put it down into words. I was afraid of being rejected. I was afraid of being rejected by my family, by my friends. And that followed me through my whole life. You know, as an artist, later on, I started creating about gender. So all my creations were around that. Even as a young artist, I was always, aborting the subject and wanting to share my perspective about that. It comes that later on, I was feeling very claustrophobic. Got to a point in my life that I wasn't doing anything for myself anymore. I felt I was just living for others, and I just got tired of it. I wanted to live for myself and wanted to, life is already so hard. We all have issues, we all have problems and whatever, that's part of our life. But then on top of it, not feeling that you live your true self is a heavy burden. So I decided to tell my close friends first, very small circle, and to my parents. What we don't speak enough about a transition, that the first and the second year, they are the hardest. In the third year, a trans woman is more adapted to this new reality. We learn how to take care of ourselves more. But the first and the second year, people want answers and people ask you things that you still don't know. I didn't know many of the answers, the questions that people were making to me. I didn't understand myself that clearly yet. I knew what I wanted what I want to go for, and I felt the needs, but I could only understand my journey with it, as everyone, like, and then people tell you like, yeah, but if you regret and like, it's part of game of life, my love. If you're afraid to take risks, then you won't leave the same spot. The hardest aspect of transitioning is to deal with the grievings of the others. People grieve with you. You are grieving yourself, you are changing, and there is this part of yourself that you are grieving, that you're letting go and welcoming this new part of you and how you are perceived. And you are facing a lot of challenges because you are suddenly very marginalized, and you're very questioned, and you have a lot of pressure to answer those questions for you and for the out. But people make it much harder. I don't know. One time, a psychoanalyst told me the best you can do for a friend in need is to listen to them. And the best that people did for me was actually to listen to it and to endure endure my overthinking, my over and over again questions. And another really complicated aspect of it was to transition with my family, you know, like especially parents. You know, your parents have a strong perspective of you, what you are and what they want you to be. It's two different things. And they have that perspective, that projection of you, and they have to grieve that projection to welcome this new projection that will again not be you, will be their projection. Only you know all the versions of yourself, right? And my parents had to go through this grieving, and sometimes it can be tough for both sides, but it's part of it. You can't feel for them. You can give them time to process as well. What for me was always really important is that I stayed true to myself, but I stayed enough empathetic with the other's grief. I didn't allow to be disrespected, but I did allow myself to not receive that understanding so fast. Does it make sense? Like, allowed myself, or just accepted that was the situation at that time. It was hard. It was really hard, definitely. I think we've learned with the experience, with time. They would understand me much more because I understood myself much more. You know, you need time to evolve, and they need time to grieve, and then they will be able to learn about you again, in this new part of you. I like to finish this video saying that if you have any trans person around you, be respectful, be thoughtful, try to don't be judgmental, because it's a time that someone is relearning about themselves and they still don't have the answers, and it will come in its own time. And for you, trans beauties, remember, you're not coming out, you are inviting in. You are inviting people into this new reality, and they come in if they want, and if they don't want, you have a lot of people in this new reality to support and to embrace you, because we are never alone. And yeah, I hope that with this little sharing of how it was for me, you may find some love and know that it gets better. The journey of self-discovery is beautiful and is worth it. So embrace yourself, love yourself, and invite people in. If you liked this video and you would like to share with trans friend that is going through this time, don't hesitate to comment down there. I would love to chat. You can subscribe in the channel, or you can like this video, and I see you soon when I feel like sharing again something about this journey. Mwah! Ciao.